Hey there, nerds! Imagine this. You've just got your hands on a Steam Deck and you're itching to dive into some classic gaming action. Well, guess what? I've got the ultimate list of the 12 best emulators that'll turn your Steam Deck into a retro gaming powerhouse. Whether you're all about those nostalgic vibes or just curious to see what your handheld can do, this video is your go-to guide. So, grab your Steam Deck, get comfy, and let's explore the world of emulation together. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on these gems. If you are excited as we are about today's topic, show some love by liking and subscribing to Retro Pocket for more amazing content. EmuDeck, the all-in-one solution. So, have you heard about EmuDeck for the Steam Deck? It's one of the best emulators for anyone who loves gaming on the go and wants emulation without all the hassle. It is an all-in-one piece of software that handles all your emulation needs. That's EmuDeck. It's not an emulator itself, but a super handy script that makes installing and managing multiple emulators a breeze. You know how setting up emulators can be a pain, right? EmuDeck takes care of all that. It supports around 160 emulators from the NES to the Nintendo Switch and even configures everything for you. All you need is a micro SD card, preferably a U3A2 type for better performance, and you're good to go. Once you've got EmuDeck installed, it integrates seamlessly with Steam ROM Manager, letting you add games directly to your Steam library with cool box art and everything. It's like having your retro game collection right alongside your modern titles. Plus, it backs up your saves to the cloud, so no worries about losing progress. You can choose between Easy Mode and Custom Mode during installation. Easy Mode is perfect if you just want to jump in and start playing without fiddling with settings. But if you're into customization, Custom Mode lets you tweak everything from aspect ratios to shaders. And get this, EmuDeck even comes with Emulation Station Desktop Edition, giving you a slick interface to browse your games with screenshots and videos. It's perfect for those massive game collections where you want to get inspired by video previews before you start playing. The best part? Once you've got everything set up, your friends on Steam can see what you're playing, even if it's an old-school classic. And it's super easy to update too. EmuDeck keeps all your emulators current with the latest versions. Just remember, you'll need to source your own ROMs and BIOS files legally, no piracy here. If you ever run into issues or need help, there's an active Discord community ready to assist. This one makes emulation as simple as plug and play, letting you focus on what really matters. Cemu, Wii U emulation at its best. This next one is an open-source emulator for the Wii U, and even though the Wii U wasn't the biggest hit, it had some killer games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario 3D World. Cemu lets you play these classics on your Steam Deck with some serious power. What's cool about Cemu is its high compatibility with many popular Wii U titles. You can run games at up to 4K resolution, which is way beyond what the original console could handle. Imagine playing Xenoblade Chronicles X or Captain Toad Treasure Tracker without any glitches or frame rate drops. Plus, Cemu offers tons of customization options. You can tweak graphics settings and even use mods to enhance your gaming experience. If you're into making your games look as good as possible, you'll love playing around with these settings. And don't worry about controls. Cemu has got you covered. It emulates the standard Wii U gamepad and Pro controller, so you can map buttons however you like. If you're using a mouse or an external controller, that's no problem either. It's super flexible. The emulator also supports online play, which means you can dive into multiplayer games if that's your thing. Just be prepared for a bit of setup to get everything working smoothly, but once you're in, it's a blast. One thing to keep in mind is that Cemu runs best on systems with decent specs. You'll need a minimum of 4 GB RAM and a graphics card that supports OpenGL 4.5 or Vulkan 1.2 for the best performance. If you're using an NVIDIA or AMD GPU, you're in luck because it runs great on those too. Intel GPUs have limited support, so Vulkan is recommended if you're going that route. So if you're looking to relive some Wii U nostalgia or just want to try out some classic Nintendo titles on your Steam Deck, Cemu is definitely worth checking out. RetroArch, the versatile front-end. Have you ever heard of RetroArch? It's not just an emulator, it's more of a front-end that brings together multiple emulator cores, so you can play games from a ton of different consoles all in one place. Imagine playing NES, Sega Genesis, and even PlayStation games without needing separate emulators for each console. That's awesome. What makes it so special though? Well, for starters, it supports a crazy number of systems. You name it, Nintendo, Sega, Sony, and RetroArch probably has a core for it. It's super versatile and works on pretty much any device you can think of. Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, even some gaming consoles like the Xbox and PS Vita. Wow, that's a lot. But isn't it hard to set up? It can be a bit tricky at first because of all the customization options, but that's also what makes it great. You can tweak shaders and overlays to make your games look exactly how you want them to. Plus, there's a huge community out there with tons of guides and resources to help you get started. Sounds like there's a lot of support. What about playing with friends? Can you do that? Absolutely. RetroArch has this cool feature called NetPlay that lets you play multiplayer games online with your friends. It's like bringing the old-school couch co-op experience online. And if you're into competitive gaming, it's perfect for that too. That's really neat. How does it handle game saves? You can save your progress anytime with save states, and even rewind gameplay if you mess up. It's super handy for those tough spots in older games. And what about preserving old games? Yeah, RetroArch is big on preserving gaming history. It supports formats like ROMs and disk images so you can keep backups of your game collections legally. This way, future generations can enjoy these classic games too. Man, this sounds like a must-have for any retro gaming fan, for sure. Plus, it's always getting updates and new features thanks to its active community. Dolphin, GameCube and Wii excellence. This one is perfect for fans of Nintendo's GameCube and Wii consoles. If you're into reliving classics like Super Smash Bros. Melee or diving back into The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Dolphin is the way to go. It's renowned for its high compatibility and excellent performance, making it a favorite among gamers who want to experience their beloved titles in a new light. One of the coolest things about Dolphin is its ability to upscale games to HD resolutions. The original GameCube and Wii only supported up to 480p, but with Dolphin you can enjoy your games in stunning 720p, 1080p, or even 4K if your hardware supports it. This means you get to see your favorite games with enhanced graphics that make them look better than ever before. Plus, you can customize the visuals with features like anti-aliasing and anisotropic filtering, which smooth out edges and improve textures. Another great feature is the controller support. Dolphin allows you to easily connect various controllers for an authentic gaming experience. You can use original GameCube controllers with an adapter, Wiimotes for Wii games, or even modern controllers like the Xbox or PlayStation ones. This flexibility means you can play your games exactly how you remember them, or try something new. Setting up Dolphin is pretty straightforward, especially if you're using it on Windows or Mac OS. The emulator comes with pre-mapped controls for GameCube and Wii games, so you can jump right in and start playing. If you want to tweak things a bit, Dolphin offers plenty of customization options for both controls and graphic settings. Dolphin also supports NetPlay just like RetroArch, which means you can play multiplayer games online with friends no matter where they are. Just ensure everyone has the same version of the emulator and a stable internet connection. Whether you're playing on a high-end PC or the Steam Deck, Dolphin aims to provide the best possible experience for your favorite GameCube and Wii titles. So if you're looking to revisit some classic Nintendo games with enhanced visuals and modern conveniences, give Dolphin a try. PCSX2, PlayStation 2 Nostalgia. Next one is this awesome piece that lets you relive all the classic PlayStation 2 games right on your Steam Deck or PC. If you're a fan of iconic PS2 titles, this is definitely something you should check out. The PlayStation 2 was home to so many unforgettable games, and PCSX2 makes it possible to look back into them with ease. One of the best things about PCSX2 is its extensive library support. It can handle over 1,600 PS2 titles, which means almost every game you can think of is playable. Whether you want to revisit Final Fantasy X, Devil May Cry 3, or any other classic, PCSX2 has got you covered. The emulator has come a long way in terms of compatibility and performance, so most games run smoothly now. Setting up PCSX2 might seem a bit daunting at first, especially because PS2 emulation can be complex due to the console's architecture. But don't worry, the emulator offers customizable settings that let you tweak graphics and performance options to suit your system's capabilities. You can upscale games to higher resolutions, apply widescreen patches, and even use anti-aliasing to make those old games look better than ever. PCSX2 also supports various controllers just like a lot of options on this list today, so you can connect your favorite gamepads for an authentic gaming experience. Whether you're using a DualShock 4 or another modern controller, mapping the buttons is straightforward thanks to the emulator's user-friendly interface. Another cool feature is the active development community behind PCSX2. It's pretty obvious that an insane emulator like this one receives regular updates that improve compatibility and add new features. For instance, the recent addition of Vulkan API support has significantly boosted performance and graphics processing efficiency. Plus, the new automatic game fixes feature ensures that games run smoothly without having to manually adjust settings for each one. And if you're into achievements, PCSX2 now supports retro achievements, adding a fun new layer to playing your favorite games. You can also save your progress with virtual memory cards and save states, which is a must-have for any emulator these days. Overall, PCSX2 is a fantastic way to experience PlayStation 2 nostalgia with modern enhancements. MAME, Arcade Classics Galore. Have you ever heard of this one? This is insane for anyone who loves classic arcade games. MAME stands for Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator, and it's all about preserving the history of arcade gaming by emulating the hardware of old arcade machines on modern computers. If you're into retro gaming, MAME is a must-try because it lets you play thousands of arcade classics from the late 1970s through the modern era. One of the coolest things about MAME is its sheer scope. It can emulate over 32,000 individual systems, which includes not just arcade games but also some old consoles and computers. This means you can experience a wide variety of games, from iconic titles like Pac-Man and Street Fighter II to more obscure gems that you might not have encountered before. It's an entire arcade right at your fingertips. Setting up MAME might seem a bit tricky at first because it requires ROMs, which are digital copies of the original arcade game data. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be diving into a treasure of gaming history. The emulator itself is open source and available on multiple platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and even some mobile devices. MAME is not just about playing games, it's also about preserving them. The main goal is to document and emulate the inner workings of these vintage machines so that they aren't lost to time. Playing the games is considered a nice side effect of this preservation effort. This makes MAME a favorite among both gaming enthusiasts and gaming historians, if they even exist. The emulator has been around since 1997 and has a huge community of developers constantly improving it. Another great feature is that MAME supports both raster and vector displays, which means it can handle different types of graphics from various arcade systems. Plus, if you're into customizing your gaming setup, MAME allows you to tweak settings to get the best performance out of your hardware. So if you're looking to relive the golden age of arcade gaming or discover some hidden classics, give MAME a shot. Ryujinx and Yuzu, Nintendo Switch Emulation. If you're interested in Nintendo Switch, you should definitely check out Ryujinx and Yuzu. They're two of the best emulators out there for running Switch games on PCs and even on the Steam Deck. Both are constantly improving in terms of compatibility and performance, so they're pretty solid choices for gaming on the go. So, what's the difference between Ryujinx and Yuzu? Well, Ryujinx is known for its user-friendly interface and rapid updates. It's great if you want something straightforward to set up and use. It focuses a lot on accuracy and stability, which means it tries to replicate the original Switch experience as closely as possible. This can be a big plus if you're looking to play first-party Nintendo titles without too many hiccups. However, it might be a bit demanding on your hardware, so you'll need a decent setup to get the best performance. On the other hand, Yuzu has been around a bit longer and offers high compatibility with many popular Switch games. It's known for being fast and efficient, which makes it a great choice if you're looking to play a wide variety of titles. Yuzu also supports a lot of customizable options, so you can tweak settings to get the best performance for each game. It tends to run smoothly even on moderate hardware, which is awesome if you don't have a top-of-the-line device. Both emulators support features like resolution upscaling and extensive controller support, so you can enjoy your games in higher quality with whatever gamepad you prefer. Yuzu even has mods for online multiplayer, which is pretty cool if you want to play with friends. When it comes to updates and community support, both emulators are doing great. Yuzu has a larger community with frequent updates that improve game compatibility and add new features. Ryujinx might have a smaller user base, but it's actively developed with quick fixes and improvements based on user feedback. Ultimately, choosing between Ryujinx and Yuzu depends on what you're looking for in an emulator. DuckStation, PlayStation 1 perfection. This next one takes you back in time even further, because this emulator is perfect for playing all those classic PlayStation 1 games. If you're a fan of the original PlayStation console, DuckStation is definitely worth checking out because it offers high-quality emulation with a focus on accuracy without sacrificing performance. It's like bringing your old PS1 back to life with a modern twist. One of the best things about DuckStation is its high-accuracy emulation. It faithfully replicates the original hardware, so you get an authentic gaming experience. Whether you're playing Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, or Crash Bandicoot, DuckStation ensures that the games look and feel just like they did on the original console. The emulator is designed to be as precise as possible, which means fewer glitches and a smoother gameplay experience. Setting up DuckStation is super easy thanks to its user-friendly interface. You don't have to deal with complicated plugins like some other emulators require. Just download it, set up your BIOS, and you're good to go. The installation process is straightforward, and the emulator even auto-updates, so you don't have to worry about keeping it up to date manually. Another cool feature is the graphical enhancements DuckStation offers. You can upscale your games to higher resolutions. It supports upscaling to 4K and even 8K if your hardware can handle it. Plus, there are options for improving visuals with features like PGXP corrections, which fix the wobbly textures that were common in PS1 games. This means you can enjoy your favorite titles with sharper graphics and smoother textures. And this one too supports a variety of controllers too, so you can use whatever gamepad you're comfortable with. Overall, DuckStation is a fantastic way to relive PlayStation 1 nostalgia with modern enhancements. If you're looking to dive back into some classic gaming or discover some hidden gems from the PS1 era, give DuckStation a try, you won't be disappointed. melonDS, Nintendo DS Adventures. This one is for Nintendo DS games that you can run on your Steam Deck or PC. If you're into DS games and miss those dual-screen adventures, melonDS is definitely something you should check out. It's all about bringing that authentic DS experience to modern devices, and it does a pretty good job at it. One of the coolest things about melonDS is its focus on accurate emulation. It faithfully reproduces DS games, so they play just like they did on the original hardware. Whether you're diving back into Pokemon Diamond, solving puzzles in Professor Layton, or exploring worlds in The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, melonDS ensures that everything feels right. The graphics, sound, and gameplay are all spot on, which makes for a really nostalgic experience. Setting up melonDS is pretty straightforward. The interface is user-friendly, so you won't have to jump through hoops to get it running. Just grab your DS BIOS files and ROMs, and you're ready to go. Plus, it supports various resolutions, so you can upscale your games for a clearer look without losing that classic charm. One feature that really stands out with melonDS is its multiplayer support. You can connect with friends via Wi-Fi, which means you can battle or trade Pokemon just like in the old days. This feature is super fun and adds a whole new vibe playing DS games on an emulator. It's great for reliving those multiplayer moments or trying them out if you missed them back when the DS was in its prime. And if you're worried about controls, don't be, because we've made sure to include only the ones with all these features. So melonDS supports various input options, so whether you prefer using a keyboard, a gamepad, or even touch controls on devices that support it, you're covered. This flexibility makes it easy to find a setup that works best for you. Overall, melonDS is a fantastic way to enjoy Nintendo DS adventures on modern hardware. Whether you're revisiting old favorites or discovering new ones, it offers an excellent balance that make it one of the best DS emulators out there. Citra, 3DS gaming on the go. It lets you play Nintendo 3DS games on your Steam Deck or PC. If you're a fan of 3DS titles like Pokemon X or Y or Animal Crossing, Citra is definitely something you should try. It's one of those emulators that can render games in high resolution. You can upscale your favorite 3DS games to look even better than they did on the original hardware. Imagine playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds in crisp HD. It's a whole new experience. The graphics are sharper and the colors are just perfect, making those classic games feel fresh. Setting up Citra is pretty straightforward, which is great if you're not super tech savvy. The user interface is simple and intuitive, so you can easily configure your controls and adjust settings to get the best performance out of your device. Whether you're using a keyboard or a gamepad, Citra supports customizable controls, allowing you to tailor the gaming experience to your liking. And even if a game doesn't work perfectly right now, there's a good chance it will in the future due to its online supporters. Plus, there's a big community of users who share tips and tricks, so you can always find help if you run into any issues. Citra also supports networked multiplayer, which is awesome for playing games with friends who are far away. You can connect with other players around the world and enjoy multiplayer modes just like you would on a real 3DS. And it also has save states. You can save your progress at any point in a game, making it easier to tackle challenging parts without losing your place. Overall, Citra is a fantastic way to enjoy Nintendo 3DS games on modern hardware. mGBA, Game Boy Advance goodness. This one lets you play Game Boy Advance classics on your Steam Deck. If you're into games like Pokemon or Metroid Fusion, mGBA is definitely something you should check out. It's all about bringing those nostalgic GBA moments back to life with ease and efficiency. One of the coolest things about mGBA is its fast performance. It's designed to run smoothly even on lower-end hardware, which means you can enjoy your favorite GBA games without any lag or glitches. This makes it perfect for playing on the go, especially if you're using a device like the Steam Deck. The emulator is optimized for speed without sacrificing accuracy, so you get a faithful reproduction of the original games. Setting up mGBA is pretty straightforward thanks to its user-friendly interface. You can easily load your ROMs and start playing right away. Plus, it supports save states, which means you can save your game progress at any point and load it whenever you want. Another great feature of mGBA is cheat code support. Whether you're looking to breeze through a game with infinite lives or unlock hidden content, mGBA has got you covered. It supports various cheat formats like GameShark and Action Replay, so you can customize your gaming experience just the way you like it. The community behind mGBA is really dedicated, ensuring that any bugs are quickly fixed and that the emulator continues to evolve with new enhancements. And if you're worried about compatibility, don't be. mGBA runs on all the platforms you can think of and even some consoles like the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation Vita. This flexibility means you can enjoy your GBA games on almost any device you own. Overall, mGBA is a fantastic way to dive back into Game Boy Advance goodness. So why not give it a try and enjoy some classics? And there you have it, the 12 best emulators for your Steam Deck. With these tools at your disposal, you'll be able to enjoy an incredible range of games from various consoles right in the palm of your hand. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful and subscribe for more awesome content. Happy gaming!